Hello everyone, they've turned the lights out at Carrow Road. As you can see, my former colleague, Dave Freezer there, just doing his own video verdict, and some of my press colleagues there still working away in the dark. And I don't know, for you, those of you who come into Carrow Road, it's the 59ers lounge there, missing you, as we all are, of course. Thought I'd just have a little sit down before I tucked into this, a bit like Daniel Farke, who actually at full time went straight down the tunnel, and I think locked himself away in a quiet room before emerging to do his press duties. It's been a frustrating evening here at Carrow Road to sign off 2020, which has been a year. Yes, to finish 1-1 here with Queen's Park Rangers. A game, a really messy game by the end of it. There was a period sort of midway through, or sort of last maybe 15 minutes, where tactically it was just all over the place. It was whoever wants it will win it, or would win it if they created the right chance. It was just all over the place, and in fact it was quite an open, expansive game for most of it. A game where Norwich had some remarkable pressure, created some real intensity against Queen's Park Rangers, moved the ball around really nicely in really good spells. Conversely, QPR did a pretty good job, I thought, of being able to being quite selective about when they pressed and broke. They got the ball up quite quickly, not always very well, but sometimes they did it well, and they had real pace, so they always looked a bit of a threat. And as soon as Norwich's level dropped, which happened at time, Norwich, they do play in bursts and try and take advantage when they're really on top. They rarely sustain it for full 45 minutes. So when QPR did manage to get on the front foot, they did carry that threat, and as I said, when Norwich level dropped, that was when QPR sort of looked quite dangerous. But ultimately the game saw 2 penalties. Norwich got ahead with 15 minutes remaining. It was a soft penalty. I think Dominic Ball did probably waft a leg out, but I don't know how much contact he made. Todd Cantwell went down, didn't need much invitation. You can't really criticise him for that, because if the leg goes out and he's obviously felt something, then most players who are wily and trying to buy that scenario will go down and pose the question of the referee. That's just what happens. It's not controversial. And it, to be honest, was probably the same at the other end when, I think on 84 minutes, Osayi-Samuel bought a penalty of Christoph Zimmerman, which again was soft, but Christoph probably didn't need to waft his leg out. And I have to say, with the pressure and the atmosphere around the game by that point, and I said it out loud about a minute earlier, the referee will even this up, and that opportunity was too good for him not to do it. That's not criticism, that both incidents were fairly similar. The pressure had built through the fact that both penalties were very well taken, by the way, little either goalkeeper could do about them. What we did have was a few incidents before that. So we had a goal ruled out for offside in the second half, and I don't know the rules. I'm going to be perfectly honest. I do not know the exact rules, but I will tell you what I saw, which is the ball was played through for Teemu Pukki and Todd Cantwell. When it was played through, Todd was sort of more central, but the ball was played through to Teemu Pukki. Teemu was well onside, Todd was offside, but didn't receive the ball. Play carries on, Teemu squares to Todd, who is onside and behind Teemu. The ball is played to him, so that's not offside in itself. Todd side foot home. The linesman puts up his flag at the exact moment Todd puts the ball in the net. So Todd is the one he is flagging for offside. He's not offside when the ball's played, so presumably he is flagging because he is offside with the initial pass, which, although it wasn't passed to him, he becomes active, presumably, when he puts the ball in the net. That's my logic in my head in terms of the assistant referee, but I don't know if that's the actual rule. I don't know if actually it's second phase with the second pass, so he should be onside, because he isn't actually interfering with anything until the ball is played, by which time the ball is played to him. He is onside. So, and that is clearly what Daniel Farke thought, because when he saw a replay of it, he charged out of the dugout, effing and blinding, and did pretty well not to get sent off, to be honest. Oliver Langford was the referee, and That was obviously a hugely controversial moment. A couple of moments in the first half where Norwich felt they should have had a penalty. There were 3 tackles, I think, 2 in quick succession, which saw a replay of, and both were nowhere near a penalty, so scrap that. Then the one on Emi Buendia, Emi is clean through. There's a tackle that comes through the back of him. So whether he gets the ball or not is 1 point. If he's gone through Emi Buendia to do it, and Emi's clean through, I haven't seen a replay of it. I don't think he's got the ball, but I haven't seen it again. Much like I still haven't seen the tackle from the Watford game again. So I don't know, but this is a championship, and ultimately at this level you just have to roll with the punches, and then you get to the Premier League and everyone complains about VAR, so I don't know what the answer is, but that was all the context leading up to both penalties, and by the end of it we had two teams full of really angry people. Just QPR were a bit happier because they equalised, and in truth Osayi-Samuel basically hit the ball over an open goal from 2 yards in the final minutes as well, so probably QPR feel they should have won it. It was an absolutely glorious opportunity. So I mean, it's difficult. Norwich aren't clearly at their top level at the moment. They've got players coming back, but they're not quite in their rhythm, and the ones who have been playing a lot, such as Ollie Skip, just making the odd mistake, which seems, I would say, comes from a lack of judgment and a tiredness, or just a needing of a rest. So the FA Cup game is probably going to be well timed, but they've still got to play Barnsley here on January the 2nd, of course. So it's tricky at the moment. It's a minor slip at the moment, and Norwich have got to kind of make sure they manage it so it doesn't become anything worse. They're in a reasonable position, but they are playing more games than other teams at the moment. So, and to be honest, the way things are going at the moment, you'd quite like Norwich to be in the top 2 on points per game and stay there. That's almost going to be more important than the actual table. In fact, I probably would start putting a points per game column on your tables. The way this year and this period is going at the moment. I hope you're all safe and well. The big moment I haven't spoken about is just before half time, when Michael McGovern played a simple pass and suddenly felt, well, Danny Farke wasn't sure if it was a hamstring, a muscle, or something else, but he clearly couldn't move after that. There was a header that went wide that he sort of rolled after, but couldn't really, as I said, dive or anything, and they got through the final minute of added time, and then Michael didn't appear for the second half. Daniel Barden did, and actually, I have to say, Daniel Barden's kicking was a substantial upgrade on Michael McGovern's. And in this scenario where actually the goalkeeper didn't have much to do, you could see how important it is to Norwich and the way they play, that their goalkeeper is able to move the ball around confidently. He did really well with that, and Norwich actually looked more fluent in their build-up. He didn't have much in way of testing. He saved one corner, a header from a corner. It was straight at him, so he earned his luck there. And of course now there's a decision for Barnsley, because I would imagine at this rate, if McGovern is out for a few weeks, which is almost certainly going to happen if it is a muscle or any kind of injury, it certainly looked like it the way he went off, then I would expect Dan Barden obviously to be in goal for the Coventry game. The question is whether Tim Krul is in a situation where he can be patched up or could get through 90 minutes against Barnsley. It's a really difficult one, because no one wants there to be a recurrence, especially now if Michael McGovern is out for a number of weeks. But there will always come this point where you're like, we have to put him in at some point. So we will see now if that forces the issue and Tim Krul starts against Barnsley. But Norwich can really do with getting 3 points in that game now, given this today. I don't think you want it to continue. And they're in a fine position at the moment. But as I said, it's a scenario where you need to manage it now. And it would be an ideal time to get a win just before the FA Cup game, which, let's be honest, no one really cares about. We'll see what happens. I think that's everything. Lucas Rook wasn't involved. He's still feeling his injury, his muscle strain. I think it was hamstring, which is obviously annoying because he was supposed to be back. But there we go. It became such a ramshackle game. I'm not going to really delve into Jakob Sorensen issues that some mention on social media and things like that. I think everyone's doing all they can at the moment. Let's see where they are on Saturday. I'm going to sign off. Thank you for watching, paying so much attention, getting involved all year. It's been this bit has been an absolute joy. I can't really state how much I appreciate your time and your attention, getting involved, your comments, your questions, subscribing, following. It's wonderful that I do this, and you guys and girls are interested in what I'm saying and respect what I'm saying. It means a lot, and I do everything I can to sustain, maintain and improve that with every passing weekend. So thank you all. Have a brilliant, happy end of the year and a good new year, whatever it is you're doing. And I will see you on the other side here at Carrow Road for Barnsley's visit. In the meantime, all the best. Happy New Year.